Welcome back to another episode of Two in the Cooler, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for tuning in, listening, watching, subscribing, following, all that great stuff. We very much appreciate it. It's very exciting to see the numbers go up. It's a lot of fun. And if you want to support the show even further, the best way to do that is to check out some of the merch. It is fucking freezing out here in Buffalo, and I'm sure it's freezing where a lot of you guys are, so why not buy something that is going to keep you warm and cozy, okay? That's going to make you look good and feel good, and you can find that stuff at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. We've got hoodies, long sleeves, whatever you're looking for, and if you're going someplace warm, check out the t-shirts. Not only do we have logo merch, we've also got hashtag pizza tipping and Matt Can't Read stuff. We've also got a new shirt on there that's deep on the stream, which you know if you watch the WWE streams that we do. So be sure to check those out. And these t-shirts, folks, this is not the cheap stuff, okay, you're getting from other shows or other companies or whatever. We're just trying to make a buck off of you, okay? They're super affordable and they're super comfortable. I'm talking tri-blend tees, folks. That's Target quality merchandise. You can find all of that and more at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. We've got bucket hats. What do you call those things? The glasses, pint glasses, which are great, mugs, all kinds of great stuff, not just for this show, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin', the other podcast that we produce right here. To check that out, you can hit the link in the episode description or in our Instagram bio. And again, you can check it out at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. If you're like me, you hate going to the grocery store. And the one thing you hate worse than actually going to the grocery store is when you get all the way home and you realize you forgot something that you wanted to pick up. That's not your fault. The grocery store is a terrible place, okay? People are running into each other with carts. Nobody's looking each other in the eye. The aisles, it's like a labyrinth of capitalism, okay? You don't need to deal with all that. You can just use Instacart. With Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. And the best part is, right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $35 or more. All you have to do is spend $35 and Instacart will deliver it right to your front stoop in as little as 1 hour. Be sure to check that out. Start using Instacart today. You can get that deal by hitting the link in the episode description. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', email snackspotsports@gmail.com. Everybody listening, you know that podcasts have boomed in the last couple of years, okay? Prompting a lot of big companies like State Farm, Tropicana, all sorts of ones to try and get in on the mix. You know what? Fuck that, okay? It's time for local businesses to start getting a piece of the pie, all right, folks? So if you want to know how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond, hit us up at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on all the benefits of podcast advertising. See why those big companies are getting in on it and why you should too. So the green M&M, isn't all they did just like make her shoes different?
Is it?
I thought they were. I didn't think they'd done it yet. I thought they were saying that they were gonna do it.
No, they released the picture because they were like, let's change the M&Ms. Now I gotta pull it up.
How does that make it not, I guess, feed people?
Feed people, which is a huge percentage of people.
Thing.
Let's see, changed.
Every once in a while, I will catch Andrew checking out my toes under the table.
Oh, gross. Man.
And I have weird ass toes.
Listen,
like I have kind of like a web foot thing going on some of my toes. And they're also long.
Listen, if you're out there, feel free to make up
whatever you want about me.
Toe. But do not say that I'm into feet because that's just so far from the truth.
I'm not about it.
So these are the redesigned M&Ms. This photo. Can I turn it? Yeah. So these are the redesigned M&Ms. And I'll show the camera in a second.
Yeah, she doesn't have high heels anymore.
But the only difference is that she doesn't have high
legs,
heels.
I feel like.
But the brown one has high heels.
Or
but
maybe she has, no, you know what? Maybe she has shorter legs. Maybe she used to have like long legs with like brown.
I don't know because the brown one, if you look there, the brown one does have very long legs. Yeah. But no, you know what?
The green one used to have.
Just because she's wearing high heels, that was on me. But yeah, all they did was put the green one in sneakers, which personally might be sexier. Dude, because she's not trying so hard. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's a good look.
That's a to each his own thing.
Yeah, I think for sure. people.
I
You
think
can
the
look it
fact
up
that
on
they
your own
thought
time.
they had to change M&Ms in general was crazy. Of course, Emily has informed us that it was because of slavery.
Yes, which I just read yesterday that basically all of the cocoa in the world, at least the ones, the cocoa that makes that the big companies use, Mars and Hershey's, and there's a third big chocolate company, is all picked. I don't know what you do, harvested by like child slaves, and it has been forever.
The best part about this is, what episode are we on? 90?
95 or something.
Oh, 95.
Yeah.
Something like
And this
that.
is the first episode of the show I've ever done while drinking a chocolate milk. So it's convenient.
Mark it down. Put it in the
Yeah.
history
Down,
books.
it's in there.
I don't condone slavery, but I do like chocolate milk.
This is Matthew's "I have a dream" speech.
Yeah. And-
what company makes Nesquik?
Nestle.
Nestle, which I believe
That
is the
makes
one that
sense.
Emily referenced.
Yes.
Because
That's
they
what we
make
were talking
M&Ms?
about.
No, Mars
No,
makes,
Mars makes
M&Ms.
What? Okay.
Which
Here's a million dollar
M&Ms.
question.
M&Ms are a very solid candy for me.
What
I know
about
they're not as
who
flashy,
makes
but
Aero
I love
bars?
'em.
Does
I
Nestle
love
make
it.
Aero bars?
That is a
'Cause I hope
Canadian
they don't have-
company, isn't it?
No, but I think.
But I
that-
bet you it's one of those things where you know how
Yeah.
Lay's and like
'Cause-
even Coca-Cola they sell different
Yeah.
products in different countries. It's
Yeah.
probably like that.
because those things are delicious, and I hope that
We can Google that.
Have you ever had Canadian Smarties?
yes,
They're like the
fake
M&Ms.
M&Ms.
Oh, they're delicious.
I'll look them up.
I
right now.
also think made by Nestle. I think a lot of Canadian candy is made by Nestle
Nestle seems like a Canadian
because I
company.
think
kinda
they just
does,
throw
doesn't it?
a tilde over the E.
word.
Yeah. Is that what that thing's called?
Nestle does make the
Yep.
Canadian
And is there a
Smarties.
tilde over the E? Do they throw a little spice on their E?
A
tilde?
Yeah.
Over the Nestle's E?
Yeah.
There's a line over it.
No,
Is
there's
that what
always a
tilde is?
line.
Okay.
No.
What's in a tilde?
It's like that girl that had magic powers.
No, that's
Matilda.
fuck. Who was that? That's
I don't know what her name
Charlie
was.
Conway.
Charlie Conway. Shout out.
He's from the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, I know.
No, a tilde is a little Spanish thing / French thing
Yeah.
that you huck over an E. No, wait, no, that's a tilde. But I'm thinking
Yeah.
of this thing.
Oh, the
That
dash.
dash?
Because Mark
Not
and
a
I are
big
doing the
dash,
swoop.
angle dash. Yeah, that's a tilde.
Yeah, okay.
Swoop is tilde. I'm talking about the
Just like the little accent.
Whatever makes it
I've only
French.
heard that ever called the accent. It's like
Whatever
you put
makes
an
it
accent
French.
over the E. Exactly. You put a over the E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you
Nestle.
speak different language. Nestle Toll House.
Nestle.
That was a big joke from Friends. I hated that joke. That's one of my least
Is
favorite
that what
jokes
that's
from?
from?
That show.
Nestle Toll House?
Yeah. 'cause-
Oh yeah, because
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
where'd you get the recipe?
Yeah.
Is that I didn't know
Yeah.
that. There is though.
Show
Have you ever
drives me
had Toll House
crazy.
pie?
Is that another
I don't-
Canadian thing?
No, it's like a
Where is
pie
the
recipe.
umlaut in
I could be
Toll House pie?
spilling big time secrets here, like big time family secrets, but it's this pie recipe that I've had recently, and I assumed that it was called. Well, I at first thought it was like a homemade recipe, and then I started to think that it was like on the back of. Sorry, my phone's on vibrate. On the back of like a Nestle. Like a box, you know what I mean, like the pie crust box or something.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't know. I should look it up. I think
I've
I did
never
look it up.
heard of
Maybe
a
that's
Toll
why I
House
know that.
pie.
But holy fuck, it is the best thing.
I like
It's the best pie I've ever had. I'm not a
I
huge
like
pie
cookies.
guy because I don't
Yeah,
love
cookies all the
pie
way.
crust.
Yeah.
But this
I'm with
pie, this Toll House pie, it's gonna change your life. It is hard to eat though. It is
Yeah.
like
It sounds
dense.
It sounds
It
dense.
is
It sounds
dense.
dense and sugary.
It, like I'm talking if you look at an average pie like that you'd get, at a regular restaurant, not like a diner where you get half half a pie as a slice, but like a pie that's cut into like 8 slices or something like that. You're gonna have a tough time,
taking it
moving
down.
after you eat that slice. No, you'll delete it because
Oh,
it
okay.
tastes so good.
Right.
Right.
I like my desserts light and fluffy. I like my desserts ready to go. I like my desserts like
you're
the
a
green M&M. You know what I mean?
You're a fruit for dessert kind of guy.
I'm not a fruit for dessert kind of guy,
Like
but I
you
like
like-
fruit flavors in dessert. Shout out to raspberries.
No, see, like
my favorite fruit.
If you ever said, "Do you want dessert?" and I said, "What is it?" and it has any type of fruit in it,
I'm not talking.
Not
Well,
a-
Really?
oh no, but I'm saying even fillings, raspberry.
Sure.
I mean, strawberry frosting. That doesn't count.
yeah,
though.
that's true.
But if there's some type of raspberry filling, raspberry gelatin in a dessert, won't go near it. Every once in a while,
gelatin.
I'll eat. Well, not gelatin,
But
but
just
like
jelly?
the gooey
Yeah,
Drizzle? The middle part
raspberry
of a cake.
goo. Yeah,
Yeah.
some raspberry goop.
yeah, goop.
Um,
Gwyneth Paltrow, has she made? Oh fuck! What was I just thinking?
Mariska
Has she
Hargitay.
made like breast milk shit, like a smoothie? Has Goop started
Probably.
selling like breast milk flavored stuff yet?
I wouldn't put it past them.
That's what I was.
Goop?
Didn't she do
Goop
her
is-
vagina as a candle?
Yeah, the vagina scented candle. Which,
What a woman.
I mean, she must be. Can you imagine being that confident in your private parts?
There's no way.
Absolutely not.
I don't think I could.
But there's also no way that candle. There's no way that actually is what Gwyneth
That's
Paltrow's vagina
definitely
smells
not.
like.
I bet it smells
Maybe
good
it's
too. The
maybe it
candle.
smells like
Out of
what
her
she.
Well, maybe her
maybe
vagina
it
smells good.
smells like what she imagines, like it would smell like.
Do you think? And I just want to say
Vanilla.
real quick, Mark Zastrow, you're the greatest guy of all time. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
But I want to. But let me pose this question: What do you think is more harmful for body image? Is it sexy Instagram models taking pictures of their boobs and butts, or is it a vagina, air quotes, vagina scented candle that smells really, really good? Because which one is potentially harder to achieve?
Well, I don't think that's body image. I think that might be like a self-esteem thing.
Same. Well, I think that's really the same thing, though. And
No.
but
Because you can have self-esteem issues about things that don't have anything to do with what you look like.
yeah, but,
Which that
but it's
doesn't.
still. But the smell of your private parts is still a part of your body.
I feel like
it's
that
still
one-
something.
Yeah,
that
but
you, can
you
be
said
self-
body image.
You did.
Yes, but body dysmorphia, I guess, in general.
That one I feel
Which might
like you
still
could really
consider just
hurt
physically, but-
yourself because, like, if you're gonna smell a candle of Gwyneth Paltrow and be like, "Whoa, her vagina smells like pumpkin spice," and then you're gonna fucking spray yourself with some shit to make it smell like that, to be like, "My vagina has to smell this way."
Right.
Then you're gonna get an infection, and who wants that?
I don't think anybody.
No.
It's like when
Then you got
Trump
an
told
itchy
everybody
pumpkin spice
that
vagina.
maybe those shirts are going to be on sale at teespring.com tomorrow. Never too early to prep for
Graphics
fall.
done by the one.
Graphic,
and only.
yeah.
I did.
Mark is going to have to work all night to get it.
Perfect. Hashtag itchy pumpkin spice
Yeah,
vagina.
he's already got something in
It's
his
just that
files
pic-
that
you
would
know
work
that-
perfect. for
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah,
just
he's
that-
already got the perfect artwork.
That picture of that pumpkin that looks like somebody
The
bending
yeah.
the vagina butthole pumpkin. But do you have any idea how many compliments we get on this logo,
Do
man?
you? Oh, good. I'm
Like
glad.
so many. There's a lot of points where we're sitting across the table from people, and I catch them just like looking up at
Staring
that
at it?
screen, and then sure enough, 5-10 minutes later, they'll be like, "Man, you guys got a great logo." And I'm like, "Shout out to Mark Zastrow, the king of kings."
I love it. Thank you so much.
There-
I'm glad I got
and
to
again,
do it.
I'll bring this up again. There was a debate going on before the show started. Who was more important to this company, me or Mark? Mark or I?
Yeah, man.
I'll accept it.
Or if you say "or," I think you can do me.
You do me.
You know what? No, you have to put it in the form of a question.
Yeah.
I did put in the who's more important, Mark or me or Mark?
Me. It's me. Because if you were to take it out where you're talking about just yourself, you wouldn't say, like, oh, wait. Maybe you would say I. Me or I?
But that's really the
Shit,
point,
I
isn't
don't
it?
know.
With all of this
Grammar.
divide that we've experienced in America recently, we've gotten away from grammar. And grammar is so important because grammar is how we effectively communicate
Do you
with each
think
other.
they s-
And I think if we're ever going to heal, what we really need to focus on is communication.
Do you think they still do those
That's
things
true.
in elementary schools that you have like a paragraph on a test? It's just a paragraph, and you have to go through and put like,
Oh, find the errors?
find the errors.
Yeah.
Because I remember doing those, and I always had pretty good grades, but I am not ever 100% certain. Like I use a lot of commas, and I'm never 100% certain that a comma is actually supposed to go
Me
there.
too. I'm the
Yeah.
same way. I used to be amazing.
Is anybody 100 like I know for a fact a comma goes here? I mean,
Yeah.
except for on the obvious ones.
Oh, I don't know. But a lot of times I text using semicolons.
I don't even know what those
That's
are used
weird.
for.
Because
the only thing I know is that when
semicolon
you
is
send an
the best
email,
form of
if you're
punctuation.
like putting multiple people in the same
Straight
email, you
up.
put you can put a semicolon in between their name.
Why?
Oh, that's I guess
Because
so.
then it
But
like
that's different. That's kind
auto
of a-
skips to the next person.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a little different. It's
yeah, that's like
a semicolon is like if you have one sentence that could really be two sentences, you put a semicolon.
Yeah.
So it's the
That's
same
what that's
thought,
for?
but in that long sentence kind of, you
I
do
could
have two
use that
different
for so
subjects
much.
and
See,
stuff like that.
the way that
it's the best. It's going to change your whole life.
You know what though? The
man.
way that I text is, if I'm sending one long text, which I do every once in a while, I use a lot of commas and periods. But for the most part, in just a casual conversation, if I have, multiple things to say all grouped in one, I just send it as like 8 different messages.
Yeah.
And not in like
too.
Like texting wise?
Yeah, but not in like over the course of like 2 hours I'm blowing somebody's phone up, but in the course of like the 30 seconds in which I'm replying to somebody, it'll come off sometimes as like 8 different messages.
How do you feel about at the end of a text, like you're just about to send it? Do you put a period or no? Like the last thing.
This is a good question. Depends on what you're saying.
Right.
I always use periods. The only time that I don't use periods is when I'm texting with someone and the topic is making me anxious, and I notice that they don't use periods, so I mirror that so that to make them more comfortable subconsciously.
Yeah. I use a period like throughout the sentences, but for the very last sentence, I don't use one because just in my head, every time I've been sent a text from shout out to all my exes.
Damn.
When I get a period as the last text, it normally meant they were mad at me.
And
I think that PTSD.
That's a fair point. I actually think I agree with you. I will send periods throughout a text message, but I don't end it in a period. I just send it.
My dad.
The last sentence just ends.
My dad doesn't. I'm like, oh,
is he pissed at me all the time?
Yeah.
And he's not.
That's interesting.
It's a problem with communication, man.
I'm fine. Period. Ooh. Done.
Don't sleep for
broken
weeks.
up with. Yeah.
Interesting.
By your dad.
By my dad. My dad broke up with me.
It sounds like a country music song.
My dad
could be good.
broke up with me.
I saw another thing today that Mason Ramsey, the Walmart
Banger.
yodeler kid,
Love him.
he put out a song a while ago that's pretty good. I can't remember how it goes.
Which one?
Not
a while ago?
A while ago, but it wasn't the
if
super
you're gonna
popular
be
one.
famous for something,
I don't think
wanna
that was
be
it.
famous for loving you.
No, it wasn't that one. It was a different one that I'd never heard before. I wish I could remember how it goes. But he's working at Subway now.
Yeah.
So
I see him on TikTok all the time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Subway?
because his new song is a banger. And
Do you remember what it is? Because it's got to be the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it goes like
How old is he?
I was
15.
holding all the doors, holding on your hand, or something like that.
Right, yeah.
He's not 8.
Not anymore.
No, he's getting and he's still an Electric Factory. People dance to his song, and he duets like all of them,
That's amazing.
and he dances to all of them, like in Subway.
Whoa.
Subway is a good place to do TikToks, I think.
I ate Subway today.
What'd you have?
I was thinking about Subway
I had
today.
turkey and bacon on Italian urban cheese.
Ooh.
Why do they make any other kind of bread at
I don't
Subway?
know. Nobody else gets any. Every once in a while, I will actually get a flatbread, but not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
different.
yeah, that's different.
I'll do flatbread. I'll do flatbread, egg, ham, and cheese.
Smart.
That's tasty.
Oh, very good. Or this is a little cheat code that a guy I went to school with taught me. Shout out. It's delicious. They don't always have it, but last time they discontinued it. It's like a limited time thing. But last time I was there, they did have it. The rotisserie chicken.
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard this.
So it's good. It's very good.
Yeah.
And you get that on a flatbread with just like some pepper jack cheese and just some buffalo sauce.
Pepper jack.
And it is very, very good.
Yeah,
For a buffalo chicken flatbread.
They had rotisserie chicken when I worked there for a brief
you worked
period.
there?
I worked at a Subway in Central Florida, and it was
Florida?
awesome. It was fucking crazy.
When were you in Florida?
I lived down there for a year back in the day. But it was so I've talked about it so much, but it was like, dude, it was the craziest Subway in America.
I can imagine.
The guy, real quick, I'll just rip these off. So, the first day I worked there, you just have to like do shit on the computer, like training stuff. And this woman comes in, and she was a Subway lifer. And she brings her bike into the back, and she like had a bunch of teeth missing and stuff like that. We're like, hey, whatever. But and so she puts her bike one right next to me, doesn't say a word to me or anything, and she puts her purse down, and there's this big pink keychain that just says "bitch" on it, in like bold black lettering. So I'm doing my work, and then I see something out of the corner of my eye. I look over, and there's cockroaches climbing out of this woman's purse. So I called her Oogie Boogie for the rest of my time there. The manager of that Subway, his baby mama also worked there, and they got back together and then broke up while I was there again. And then this other girl transferred from a different Subway in Central Florida, and her first day working, I was working with her during the dinner, and it's like 6 o'clock. People start coming in, getting mad subs. Before this, she's telling me all about her baby daddy and like that whole situation. So now when the dinner rush is coming and I'm alone on the Subway line, I'm like, where the fuck is this girl? I look out those big glass Subway windows, and she is being laid on top of the hood of a car, being felt up by some dude who's got his tongue so far in her mouth she's choking on it.
Oh my
She
God.
comes back in a few minutes later. She's like, yeah, that was my baby daddy. I'm like, fuck. So then my manager, whose baby mama still also worked there, started dating that woman. And then they would like take their 2 kids out on trips. And this one time, the guy came in, my manager, and he was with that girl, and they both had their kids with them, and they were going to the beach. So he picked up some cookies. He clocked both of them in and left, and never came back for the rest of the day.
Jeez,
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he was such a really nice guy.
Nice dude.
I also worked with this other guy. Frank, who was such a cool dude. He did not give a fuck about anybody. I was like, Frank, you're my hero. Oh my God. But yeah, so that was
crazy.
Subway in Central Florida. So I feel very connected to Mason Ramsey because I understand the Subway lifestyle, and I'm glad that he's working there. He really is.
He says like on TikTok, like, gotta pay the bills, man. Gotta work it out.
He was on a remix of Old Town Road.
Yeah, a banger.
Really?
That's my favorite version.
Yeah, it's the best version.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never heard it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
play
good.
it after.
It's good.
Yeah.
You guys got.
We'll play the new song too.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll hang out for it.
We'll do it. We'll do a
5-minute jam sesh of.
I bought a wireless speaker very recently for the studio, so we can use it for the first time. Yeah, come on. Let me have a little bit of fun, man.
You can do that. I will not be here.
All right.
I'm just kidding. You can't do that. Well, we talked about Mason Ramsey. What else? That's all. Yeah.
That's it.
Mark, you.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks for coming on so last minute as well.
Yeah, no problem.
Because I feel like I say it every time you're on here, but you're the busiest guy in the world.
Pretty busy.
And I think
I just keep adding them.
I think since you've been on last time, you are now. You seem to be making music even more than you were.
Yeah, which I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how I figured it out, but I've been making more music and then also doing more work. Because the last time I was here, I was not a tattoo apprentice.
Yeah.
So I do that now with barbering and then also doing music. It's like 2 a.m. and when I do my music, that's the only time I can. So shout out my neighbors for being cool with that.
That's a good. You gotta have good neighbors.
Yeah,
been having a lot of problems in my apartment, but I can't talk about it. But I feel like that's kind of a good time, like creatively, to get into it.
Honestly, it's like any other time. If I had time during the day to do it, I'd probably sit at my computer, just stare at it, and be like, "What do I do?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, no idea. But for some reason, the juices get flowing at 2 a.m. and it works.
Do you produce the beats and everything as well? Mm-hmm. Okay, dude. Because Prison Mike, I was like, "Fuck, this song is good, man."
Thank you.
It's really good.
It turned out really good. I was happy with it. So basically, my process when I'm making stuff is like I'm just going through certain samples I can find, and then when I find the one I like, then I go through like adding drums to it and adding like synths and stuff and everything, and it takes me a little bit, but like the concept of songs come from listening to the beats. Like once I'll have the beat ready, I'm like, all right, and I'll listen, And it starts with me being like, and I'll just keep doing that until I say one word, and literally I was like, prison mic, and I'm like, okay, all right, it's prison mic. That's it. That's what we're doing, and it just worked from there. A little nervous that those samples of prison mic weren't gonna get cleared, but they did.
Nice.
Shout out.
I feel like that's got to fall under some kind of like fair use shit, right?
I mean, yeah.
Well, when rappers sample things, which they always have, like a lot of those old albums, like did they have to pay rights for those?
It depends. I don't know the exact date, so no one quote me, but I think anything from like the 50s and earlier is free game.
Right. That's definitely true. But like when NWA put out their first album and Express Yourself specifically, the sample is like the huge
hit.
part of that song.
Yeah.
So did they have to pay for
question. I wonder if they did.
Yeah.
Like from knowing when I know, like depending on when you're making music and out, like someone like me, I'm not big in the industry where people know me and can get a hold of me and stuff like that. So it's like, I think these companies that own that stuff are gonna look at that and be like, what do we care about this? But like when it's someone like of that stature, they can't get away with it as much. Like I saw Logic's putting his new album out, and he put like, it's coming out once I get all these samples cleared. And it's either you got to pay for them or you contact the person and say like, hey, can I use this? And they can just be like, oh yeah, I don't care, which I think is what mostly happens.
Right.
I think he's talked about it in some of his songs. Like he'll just text Erykah Badu and be like, can I use your sample? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. I feel like it's maybe more. I wonder if it's that there is some legal reason why they have to pay for it if they're going to use it, or if it's just like with a guy like Logic or whatever, a big musician, if he's going to sample something, the people who own the song he's sampling just threaten to sue, because that's really
because
all lawsuits are, right?
Right.
It's just like most of the time when you're dealing with big companies or big people, it's just threatening to sue and then settling out of court.
Yeah, right.
But you know what a huge part or what plays a huge factor in copyright and trademark laws is Disney.
Oh my god.
Like huge. Like they're because the law used to be once something is around for 50 years, it becomes public domain.
Yeah.
When it was getting into the early 70s, when it was coming up on the copyright for Mickey Mouse to expire and become public domain, Disney lobbied to double it. So then it became 100 years.
Didn't that just come up again, though?
Well, it's going to come up again because now Mickey has been around for, I want to say, like 93. Wait, what year is this? So it's going to... It's going to be 90... it's going to be 100 years next year. So people are still wondering, like, if the law gets changed this year or whatever, like, it's because of Disney. But they even... Like, I've known people that... don't have like a lot of Instagram followers or anything, but they will post this one guy in particular who, like I said, did not have like a ton of followers. He had a fair amount or whatever, but he was at Disney World and he took a video of like the end of the night light show on the castle and stuff, posted it, and Disney was like, you have to take this down or else we're going to get Instagram to like ban your account and stuff.
That's crazy.
They take that shit
Really?
so seriously.
That's
though.
I feel like you can. I feel like I've seen people post videos of stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't. They definitely have. I'm not sure what the exact
Like I feel like I
situation
could go
was
on
here.
YouTube and look up like Disney laser show, and there would be a video of it.
Yeah, but this was also right when they started doing their brand new like huge
The new
deal.
show. Yeah.
So that might have had something to do with it. I'm not sure, but Disney did say you have to take this video down. They
I got yelled at Disney once by one of, well, not like she actually yelled at me, but we were on the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs mining roller coaster thing.
Good ride.
Great ride. And we got through the whole ride, and then like right at the end we were waiting for the coaster in front of us to go so that we can go forward and get off, and nothing was working. And And so then the lady came over. She was like, everyone has to get out. And it's so funny. Like, I get they got to follow the protocols because, like, we could have easily got out and then, like, took a diagonal turn left and we were just where the line was and we could have walked out. But for some reason, we had to walk around the other way. So we were, like, on the tracks, and I was like, oh, this is different. So I, like, took my phone out, and I was like, look at us on the tracks.
Yeah.
And the woman was like, hey, you guys ain't up in. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, man. Like, they
want to keep the magic there.
They want to keep the magic there, but also they don't want shit getting out. Like, that makes... Not that makes them look bad necessarily, but it makes it look human.
Yeah,
so I guess you're right about the magic. But
yeah, they want to keep it...
You know, when there was that video of that one dude, like, kind of pushing that tiny alligator away at Splash Mountain. Do you know that video? There was an alligator, like, right off of the side of Splash Mountain. You could see people in the log flume, like, passing by, and there was a guy standing there with a pool skimmer, like, pushing this alligator away. But, like, people definitely die at Disney World, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
there was that kid that got eaten by the alligator.
But I'm talking in the park.
Wait, there was a real alligator?
Yeah.
In Splash Mountain?
Yeah. Man, you cannot stop.
I didn't know that.
Gators are going to get
No,
everywhere.
they're going to get
any body of water. Gators
I
are gonna
think
get
that anybody who's ever been to Disney World with me would know that my favorite thing to do is point at every single body of water we pass and say, "Do you see that gator?" Like every single body of water in the entire complex that Disney World owns.
Yeah.
On the entire grounds, if I see a body of water, gator.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is very funny.
Yeah, it's hysterical. It's like there's nothing more enjoyable about being in Disney World to me than that.
I love Disney.
Does that make me officially old?
I don't think so, because
it's kind of a dad joke thing.
It's definitely. I definitely got it from our father.
Yeah.
You think he did that?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so, but he does it a little differently.
He like picks you up and tries to throw you in the water.
Right, which is very much dad. I like your
way
better.
Yeah.
Like that's
gator
funnier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think our dad.
And then honestly for a few weeks post Disney World, if I'm with the people, if I'm around somebody that I was with, we'll pass a body of water like, in Western New York. I'm like, see that gator? Yeah. I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Seriously, dude, I'm going to kick you out of the car. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's kind of become my favorite part of Disney World as well. It's just like saying random shit. And like we would also have this joke where we would see like, I'm trying to think of a good example, but just like something kind of shitty would happen and we'd be like, but you know what? It's fun for the kids. Yeah. That's why we do it. It's fun for the kids.
Yeah.
When I go to Disney World, I am immediately a child.
Yeah, I think everybody
I don't care.
definitely.
I just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I went, it was the first time I got to do the Star Wars thing. I was flipping out.
Yeah.
Like, I was so pumped. I had a reservation to make the lightsaber and everything. And I remember, like, my reservation was at, like, 9 p.m., and we got to that park that day, and we were walking around, and like 2 hours into the park, I saw somewhere that the park closed at 9, and I was like, wait, but my reservation, and I was freaking out, and I had to go up. I think I found someone and was like, hey, this says my reservation at 9, park. They're like, oh no, it's still open, like yours is still at 9. And I'm like, oh thank God. But like adults in that, because you go in this little cave thing, and like the amount of adults that were in it, like, I mean, there were adults in it, but like adults making the sabers, there was maybe 2 or 3 of us, and then the rest were a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
But like I'm sitting there like,
no, there's no
in
shame.
My zone.
Yeah,
I was so excited.
There's
well
no
past
shame.
that as a society.
There's no shame in doing well. The problem is exactly how I was about to say that. I was going to say there's no shame in doing kid shit when you're at Disney World.
Oh yeah,
but it's really not kid shit because
it kind of is.
It's fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me like going to Star Wars Land, like it's all gonna be adults.
I also think that people that are very passionate about Disney World at like an older age are people that have been to Disney World plenty of times.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Because you know how awesome it is when you're a kid, and you know that if you just kind of act like a kid, it's still that awesome.
Right.
Compared to, being the dad that just stands there.
Yes, and that's what I kind of think Star Wars Land in particular is made for dads.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, that's dad land,
100%.
dude.
Well, I mean, a lot of kids are, more and more and more like, liking Star Wars,
Sure.
the newer kind of
Yeah.
part of it. But I do agree that it is one of the main things in Disney World that can relate to all ages.
Well,
Yeah.
because especially a way that a lot of kids, it's a big deal for a lot of dads to show their kids Star Wars for the first time.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to tell me Mandalorian and Boba Fett aren't made for, like, our age and older? Like,
Oh, that's for sure.
100%.
Have you watching Boba Fett?
Oh, yes. Love it.
Oh, new episode out today.
Today.
I don't know when I'm going to watch it. Probably tomorrow.
Or we
you
just
haven't
skip to
watched
Mason Ramsey. We just get out of here early. It might be good. I watched. I like it, but I can never like commit to things
Yeah.
like that. Like I
Star
watched
Wars
the
is a
first
lot.
few episodes of The Mandalorian, and I liked them a lot. But then it was like one day I think I fell asleep watching, and I woke up like halfway through, and I was like, oh, I don't remember where I left off, and I never
Yeah.
started
Right.
again.
Makes sense.
And I get that as well. Like, I don't know if this is already happening, but I hope it doesn't happen if it hasn't. But, like, you shouldn't have to watch same thing with Marvel. You shouldn't have to watch every fucking TV show and, like, special digital only
real.
release or whatever to enjoy this thing. That defeats the whole
Well,
purpose.
see, I don't think you do for the most part. I think that if you've watched everything, you pick up on more
You definitely
information,
do. Yeah.
and I think that that's why you say that is because you love to be the person, but like you like to be the person that when you're watching something, you know everything about it.
Yes.
I think
If you could be content with just watching it to enjoy it, you wouldn't need you wouldn't feel like that.
Lore is a big thing, I'm sure, for you as well, Mark.
I have to like know it all.
I love lore.
I think it's gonna be tough for you if you were going into like Avengers and you're only watching like Infinity War and Endgame. You'd probably be like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I think.
But and also, two things that I would one genre that is innately like kind of lives and dies on that is the sci-fi genre because there are so many people that love lore.
Oh yeah.
ELL.
Yeah.
Everybody loves lore.
Everybody loves lore. I was trying to think of like what's a good analogy
Yeah.
to put lore in. I didn't have a good one, but that's great.
You're welcome.
We can toss
Yeah,
that T-shirt in there.
Yeah.
Add it to my list.
Yep. Sorry, Mark. Yep, you came
it
in.
going.
And you
basically
got
just
it. You
to
got
work.
it. Yeah, and it's got to be a super. This is the artwork for it. It's a super obscure character from some type of sci-fi world, and it's like the picture of like the like ape, caveman, human. That
turning
picture.
into-
yeah, and it's like little like kid version, like medium,
Grows
bigger,
up into
old,
gotcha.
dead.
Yeah.
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 Why would you include dead in it?
Well, like just before death. Yeah, as old as they possibly
On the brink of
death. Last breath.
Just a man in
And
a
that
stretcher.
could, even if they don't like die of old age, if it's somebody that's gonna end up getting murdered, like right before they
death.
fucking last breath.
Right.
Speaking of movies, I wanted to mention this because I thought it was so funny. Did you see? Because the movie Fight Club started streaming in China, that they like censored it over there. They censored the ending. Have you seen Fight Club?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Not in a long time.
But do you remember how it ends with like the plan works and they like blow up all those buildings? Spoiler alert, I guess. I wrote down exactly what it says because I want to. So it censored the end in China, and instead of that scene, where Edward Norton and Helena Bonham Carter are looking out the window at all the buildings explode, instead a black card comes up with text on it that says, "The police rapidly figured out the whole plan and arrested all the criminals."
No way.
And that's how it ends.
And people in China love it.
Dude, China is a funny country. Like, if you're doing shit like that, like, that's funny.
That's hilarious. Could you imagine?
I guess so, because you'd never know.
Right?
They control everything you see. You'd have no idea.
Wild. I saw. Oh, what was? Oh, it was.
You just blew my brain
I
with
mean-
something. I just had a crazy thought, but you go first.
It wasn't.
Just
It wasn't
ride that.
China. It was Korea.
North or south? North is no bueno. South isn't.
Right.
We can deal with South.
It was North Korea.
Yeah.
Someone smuggled in like Squid Games. It wasn't like allowed in North Korea, and some dude like what's that called?
Bootlegged
it, and then like smuggled it in, and then like sold it to like kids and teenagers to watch and stuff. And the dude got sentenced to
They publicly
murder.
executed him. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And like the kid got a ton of jail time too for it. I'm like, dude, it's a TV show.
Not to them. It's not.
Yeah, but you know
that
what?
was my thought. Like
North
TV
Korea's
shows
coming for me.
you want to know what? Here's a spin zone thought that might put your brain in a pretzel. We're sitting here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I guess like we're sitting here doing the show, talking about whatever we want. Nobody stops us, so kind of defeats the purpose of my argument. But
Keep going. You got it.
I'm
ready
gonna
for
get
this.
there. But now you're distracting me.
Oh, sorry.
So what if? I bet you in other countries, people probably think that our media is censored towards specific points, just like theirs is. Not all of it, but you know what I mean. Like
for sure.
maybe they don't think that, but what if it is and we just don't know it because we're in it?
Yeah. For sure.
Well,
However,
it definitely is. Just saying, but
yeah, it's definitely censored in some ways. However, we do have
Boobs.
like Canada's right there. Yeah, we do have boobs. But Canada's like right there. Like we do get a lot of interaction with people in other countries potentially. I mean, definitely more so than like North Korea, obviously, but a lot more than a lot of other
that's
countries.
yeah,
That's true.
Which is
yeah, I don't really understand
why all
It
these
doesn't
damn
make sense,
hippies
and
got
this
such
is
radical
probably-
ideas.
it's pretty crazy to me that there's a country out there and the people just have to stay.
Mhm.
They just aren't
That's
allowed
wild
to
to me.
do what they please.
Really, it's not that wild. Like I can, like
Well,
It's
I have
scary.
so many thoughts right now,
yeah.
and they all come back to goddamn COVID. Make it
Oh
turn us into North
Jesus
Korea.
Christ!
See? Yeah. I'm just saying, if you spin zone it, we pretty much are North Korea.
That's not
Is
true
North
at all.
Korea a democracy?
What did you have
and
to eat
we
today?
are the
North Korea does identify as a democracy, which it's obviously not, but like that's what
Who
North
are we
Korea
to
is
say?
called.
We don't even know what democracy is anymore, man. Statement of the day.
Nailed it.
That was more serious in my brain than I said it out loud. Like I made a
sillied
joke
it up.
of it.
You goofed it up
to
a
make
little bit.
myself feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, that's what you got to do. That's why they made Squid Games
Mhm.
to feel a
Yeah.
little more
Mhm.
comfortable with all of that.
With death.
So Cheez-Its are cool, right? guys?
I love hot and
dude.
spicy Cheez-Its only.
Hot and spicy Cheez-Its are disgusting.
You only say that because
The smell lingers,
I've never had
and
them.
it's terrible. Oh, they're bad. They're really
I like
bad.
the buffalo wing ones.
I didn't know they made those.
Delicious.
I like, you know what I feel like Cheez-Its, that's a brand that heard the cries of the people and did something about it.
did.
With the super toasted Cheez-Its.
which I
Oh,
also
for real.
enjoy.
Those are great.
those are
and-
the best.
yeah.
Because those were always the best ones
Jen
to get.
is about that.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
remember Jen from last episode.
Yeah.
You guys are keeping track at home. Third time on.
So you're
Third time on here.
I got distracted.
Tied for most.
I
with
got
Nate.
With
distracted.
Nate.
Yeah.
I'm
Do-
gonna win.
He would have
Yeah,
had
what are you
4
doing
with
next
the
week
last
on Wednesday?
episode.
No. Yeah, but he may not have came on the the fourth time if he didn't come on the third time.
Sure. Potentially.
Yeah.
You never know.
Who knows?
So did you say you are pro or against hot and spicy Cheez-Its?
I've never had the hot and spicy ones.
Andrew doesn't like them because he's convinced that they have a smell.
Oh,
Right.
they do.
Okay.
Not when you're eating them. When you're eating them, they just taste fucking delicious.
That's like that fucking
You're the only
sponge-
You're the only person I know that doesn't like hot and spicy cheese. Seriously, the only person.
because
Have you ever tasted them?
No. Because I've smelled them. It's exactly like that episode of SpongeBob where his breath is really bad and he doesn't realize it.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. It's like those Febreze commercials. You go nose blind.
And other people around me eat hot and spicy Cheetos when I'm not eating them, and I don't smell them ever. Like I know what hot and spicy Cheetos smell like, but I don't smell it. I'm like, that's fucking repulsive. I gotta leave the room. You used to throw a fucking fit. You used to be like, those things are fucking disgusting. I'm gonna fucking go die in a hole. I can't even be in this house. I hate my life.
It's true.
Yeah.
I could not be in. Because you'd eat them in the basement, and it would just gas up the place.
That's just so not true.
Chicken wing and blue cheese combos. I like them, but they smell like straight up ass feet. Like it's bad.
Combos are stinky.
Yeah,
combos. That's a stinky snack.
I don't eat combos often, but every once in a while I'll be in like a 7-Eleven, and I'm like, oh, dude, they got pizza combos. I'm about to smack, and I have like 3, and I'm like. Yeah,
they get old pretty quick. I think it's just because so much. I have recently experienced that they do get old pretty quick.
I think
they don't hit like they used to.
I don't think it's that they get old really quick. I think the idea of combos is so brilliant, but the taste of them will never live up to what you expect from them.
Interesting.
Because they also have, like you were saying, a lot of crazy, flavor options.
You do.
Whereas, like, a lot of different chips and stuff, regular chips, when you eat crazy flavors, they're usually, either very good or very bad.
The 7-layer dip combos, amazing.
See, that's what I mean. Like, a 7-layer dip combo, that's a crazy flavor.
It's such a crazy idea.
It sounds like they only sell that in Minnesota.
Yeah. I remember the bag was handed to me, and again, with the smell, it whiffed, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? And I took one anyway because I take one for the team no matter what. I put the team on my back all day, every day. Hashtag put the team on my back 2022.
Nobody has better takes to the camera than Mark.
It feels right. But no, yeah, they're fucking delicious. And I was like, oh shit. And then I probably ate 2 bags in a week, and I was like, all right, I'm done for a while.
See, that's how I was with dill pickle chips. I hate pickles. Ooh. I don't eat pickles on anything.
I love pickles.
But dill pickle chips are, without a doubt, the best chip. If you're just going to eat a chip without dip. And I might exclude Doritos in this category because they're a little bit of a... They're a corn chip. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. I get you.
But if you're just talking, you're just going to eat a chip, dill pickle, the go-to. When I first got turned on to dill pickle chips, I probably ate almost an entire bag of them every day for close to 6 months.
Ooh.
Like I'm not talking like a little Subway style bag. I'm talking like the
full bag,
not family size, but a regular size bag of chips that you would keep in your cupboard.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I like salt and vinegar chips, but I had to almost force myself into it because they have so much to them. Like, eek.
Yeah.
Whereas dill pickle chips are like the perfect.
They got like that, such a hint of tang.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly that.
These types of conversations help me because, like, when I make my music, I try to make music that isn't, getting bitches and hoes and shit.
Because that's a lifestyle you live. You don't have to rap about it, Mark. Because you're living that. You're living that every day, buddy.
Yeah. So I try to come up with different things of obviously Kia Soul. I came up with that just because Kia Soul's like the car to make fun of, which like I knew kind of before getting one.
Is there a hamster?
Got one. Yep, got that question every day of my life.
Yeah, sorry, I had to make sure.
Do you have a hamster with that?
Is that? Wait a minute. Did Connor help you with a music video?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out Connor.
Yeah.
So I made that song, and now, like, it's become like my thing. I didn't mean to make that like the top song of the album. I meant for like, I don't know what I meant for it to be the top song, but it's
not that one.
Definitely wasn't gonna be that one.
Yeah.
And then it was, which that's probably how it works for everybody. But I'm happy it was. I love doing that song. But now, like a month and a half ago, I got a new car, and everyone has been like,
boy.
you don't have a Kia Soul, but what about the song? So now I made a new song that'll be coming out with the new album called Renegade, because I got a Jeep Renegade.
Mark, are you sure that's a good idea?
Renegade.
Because now you're gonna have to do that with every car you own.
I know.
Are you sure?
For
Are you
real.
sure you want to do that?
It'll help me.
It's
like
fucking
in adding
hilarious, but are you
songs.
sure you want that on you?
Yeah.
Just every few years an album comes out and there's just
I just
a new
think
car
it's so
on there.
funny because like you hear in like most rap songs and everything, like they'll be like whipping the Bugatti or some shit, and I'm like
Pulling up in the Benz.
I got a Kia Soul and I got a Renegade.
Is that still? Do people still
Whip
rap
up-
about all that stuff though?
Benzes?
Like, is a big chunk of rapping still Benzes or Bugattis? I would say more
Lamborghini Mercy?
accurately.
I feel
Your
like
chick,
and-
she's so thirsty.
not as much, definitely.
Yeah.
But I feel like definitely it's part of it.
I've said this a million times. I don't even listen. I haven't listened to a song in.
I don't think as much of like in the songs, but still like if you watch a music video, there's one there for no reason.
Which is why, again, shout out to Connor. Like
Knew what to do.
Kia
Knew the
Soul,
assignment.
Chaos Baby.
Yep. He
Like,
knows what's up.
Those are like
He-
phenomenal videos that are just music videos. Like, they're so
Other
great.
day, he made that quick reel for me, which I didn't even know he made a video. I thought he just took pictures of me from my show last week, and that video I was like, whoa, I look official. And
Yeah,
it
dude.
made it seem like
They know how to do
it
it.
was so hype.
Yeah,
I
did he
loved it.
put some of that on his Instagram?
Yeah,
I
it's
saw.
on,
I
it's
did
on
see
Ultra
that.
Birds and
Yeah.
mine, and it might be on his own personal.
I think there's
Mink
a
Bloods.
little bit of.
But we talked about it when they were in here. I just don't like. There's some really great songs where the music video is just on top of a roof or like
Right.
outside of a warehouse.
Yeah.
And that's like every music video. Like
Yeah.
that. I don't think that should cut it anymore.
Right,
But-
but same with how I was saying how like I try to write very differently than what most things are written about. Same with videos, like I feel like I gotta be on top of something, like do something different. I have a idea for one. It's just an idea, so I don't know if I'm gonna do it yet, but it's basically gonna be like I'm like just getting up and doing my everyday normal thing, and like I'll go in my bathroom mirror and my reflection is rapping at me, and then same like if I'm walking and I walk by like windows, the reflection is rapping at me. So I don't know. I have a song kind of ready that I might use for that.
that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
It's ideas I have.
It's more of a it's more of
The
like a little
ideas
short
I have
film in its
are
own.
way different than the ideas you have. Like, I had an idea the other day.
8-layer dip combos.
I even that I couldn't come up with. But I did have an idea the other day for like a remote, like how you can remote start your car.
Mm-hmm.
You should have one of those for your shower, and apparently it already exists. And you can.
Oh,
just
really?
buy it.
It already exists.
That's what. Thank you. Okay, so people were making me feel stupid
That
for
sounds
this.
awesome.
Why? What do you mean?
People were like, "Dude, that is already a thing." you
I mean,
moron."
I got to start my shower and then I got to sit there
That's
for
what
like
I
Yeah.
do.
5-10
Like-
minutes.
So here's the thing: when you wake up, in the morning,
Yeah.
it's cold outside,
Freezing.
and your house is cold,
Paint a picture.
and you
Yes.
just don't want to get out from underneath those covers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
How much easier do you think it would be to get out of those covers knowing that you had to just make a quick walk and you could just jump right in steamy hot water?
Be nice. Be nice.
Yeah, I think that's a great call, actually. I also think that just, like, hearing the water start would also,
yeah.
wake you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of sense of urgency, but not in a bad
have
way.
it set like an alarm.
Here's the
And then
That's
you
so
wake up
that
to the sound of your
that
shower.
so that was my exact idea. Like that was what I was getting at is like an app
Yeah.
pretty much to where my phone goes off in the morning. And you could do it right as your alarm goes off. Your shower starts, or you could do like a 5-minute delay, right? Like
Right.
something of that
Right.
nature. And by the time you get in, boom, like it's just ready to
Ready.
go. Flaw to this, hot water tanks.
Yeah.
A lot of people are still struggling to have enough hot water in their homes.
Yeah.
That's not like a, I said that as if I was talking about like people having clean water to drink. I just mean like
Sure.
Just
I
in
feel like a
general,
majority of the
like
people in the
water
world,
tanks. Yeah.
if they take too long of a hot shower, their water eventually is
but
not hot.
It's kind of the
I
same
think
thing
all of
with
everybody.
for sure, but it's kind of the same thing with remote car starters or like
Well,
what
yeah,
you're talking about is a luxury product.
Yeah.
Like this is not like this is not just for everybody. Like
No, I
not
thought
everybody's going
This
to
isn't
want
for
it.
the
It's not going to
this
fit
isn't for the
everybody.
people in the Kia Souls. This is for the people in the Bugattis.
That's a Bugatti of an
Yeah, it's
idea.
a
Yeah.
Bugatti
All right,
idea.
I hear that.
You know what I thought of the other day is like we're so far advanced in our technology, but for some reason
We haven't figured out how to teleport yet.
we haven't figured out a fucking different button for the credit card machine to use credit instead of debit. Like it bugs me that we have to press
Green for
enter or cancel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, just make one that says fucking credit. Just do it on the touch screen.
Yeah. Well, with the touchscreen, it does feel like there's almost no excuse, but that's just one of those little things that would not cost a lot to do, but it would cost just enough that they're like, well, we already got a fucking button there. Why don't they just push that?
That's true.
So
You could
guess I
even
never
put a
thought of it
double
that
label
way.
on the button. It says like enter or credit.
right. But I wonder if but I wonder if which button you have to press is based on the software or if it's based on the machine. I feel like it's
Software.
got to be based on the
I'd say
software.
software.
So then you could have software that says you have to push green for credit, but then you have a little keypad that says credit on the cancel button. We're working it out. These are the important things. These are the things that make up everyday life.
No, because
This is
I
in the
feel
next
like
Mark
I
Steve
feel
Larry
like
song.
I feel like when you buy credit card machines,
Green for credit.
you're not buying. You're not shopping around like, oh, I'm going to buy my machines from this place and my software from this place. Like, I
Of
feel like
course
it's
you
kinda-
are.
No, I don't think so.
That may be right.
Yeah, I feel like it's like I'm going to buy my machine and my software from this place.
But what if it's different companies that make them? But then the
No, but
distributor
if you're a
the
company,
software company.
yes, okay, but if you're the distributor of them, you would sell software based off of machine. Like you would have softwares for specific machines. It should be it's a one-stop shop, I would assume.
I wouldn't think so.
You're
actually.
the
Let's
software
correct me if I'm-
company,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And you sell the software. But you also buy the machines
Yeah.
from somebody else to make the software.
Yes.
You're selling that as a combination.
Yes. I am selling it as a combination. However, I, as the software company, let's say, if I'm just getting on
Then
my
if
feet, or
you're
even
buying
not,
machines that have credit on the X
Mm-hmm.
rather than the green circle, then that's how you make your software. Because you would have to know the machine that you're making the software with before you made the software, or else how would you know that it would work with the machine?
I suppose that's true. I have to imagine. I can't believe we're having this conversation, but I have to
Sorry,
imagine.
Star.
Chicken or the egg, man. Chicken or the egg.
I have to imagine that most credit card machines can run on
Multiple
very similar
softwares.
software.
Yeah.
But if you're the software company, you are not connected to the hardware company. So the hardware company is making the most cost-effective hardware that they can put together, and then you just have to deal with it.
But this is all assuming that there isn't a company out there that does both. You're assuming that
Yes, I am.
all software companies have to buy the hardware, and I don't think that's necessarily the case.
Yeah, maybe
But-
there's a couple. Where
I mean,
that's
to
not
be
the case,
honest,
but
though,
still,
software, again, it's the chicken and the egg. Like it probably works both ways, right? There's probably software companies that are super good at software, so hardware companies approach them and say, hey, we have a hardware that would perfectly fit your software. And there's probably hardware companies that are unreal at hardware, so people probably approach them and say, like, hey, we have this really good software that we think would work perfectly with your hardware.
yeah.
I kind of lost what we were talking about.
Me too. We should go back to teleportation quick. What, like,
Back to it when all you said was teleportation.
this
moments
is
ago.
if I could will one thing into existence, it would be the creation of teleportation, because there's nothing worse than like sitting here, like you're sitting here right now and you know that once everything gets done here tonight, you have to drive all the way back to your house. Mm-hmm. And that's going to take time. Imagine if you could just...
Well, sure.
And you were on your couch. Yeah. Or you were on your little software portal that was at your house, right? Like right next to your front door. You just...
Or you're in your shower.
Is that the sound the teleporter makes?
Yeah, that's your
slurp.
Ugh. Ugh. Scary.
That's like your body, like you know what I mean, getting back into one.
Oh, that's
it's
disgusting.
like when you
I don't think that's how it would work.
What's it called when you teleport in Harry Potter?
Apparate.
It's when you apparate.
But apparation makes the sound of a crack. It's a cracking sound.
No, but when you're going, it's...
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, yeah, there's that twirl. There's that twist.
And then you twist and twirl back into your body. Like your body is your body.
Right. Well, that's different from the books.
Did you watch the
Oh no,
thing?
I haven't watched. Did you watch it
good.
yet?
The Harry Potter thing? No.
It was
Yeah,
good.
I haven't watched it.
Again, I'll get to it. I will get to it.
But
I
heard a lot of mixed things about it. I heard it's a little weird. Like some things are kind of awkward with it, but
yeah, I guess I could see there was a couple conversation that seemed a little forced, maybe, where it was like maybe they didn't want to talk. Nothing like.
Did anybody
controversial.
did I guess I'll find out. But did anybody ever ask him like, hey, when you guys were doing all this, was there any like love triangle act? Like, was anybody falling in love?
They did ask. I think. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hermione, Emma Watson liked
Tom Felton
Malfoy a lot.
Yeah.
I think
that's documented.
Which is the worst though, because it's fucking Malfoy in the movie. Like outside of the movie, okay, but in the movie, it's like that sucks.
And Daniel Radcliffe had a ginormous crush on Helena Bonham Carter,
who is
very hot.
Yeah,
Bellatrix.
Yeah,
that is fair because Bellatrix is a horrible person in the movies, but like
I love her. Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
She's the best.
Bellatrix.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Right. As far as I know.
She's scary though. But yeah, I see exactly.
But that's why it's exciting.
But to me, to me, I don't know what she looks like not as Bellatrix Lestrange.
Right.
So like
with regular hair.
I mean,
I don't know if that person is attractive.
She basically looks the same, just better teeth.
And her hair, oh yeah, I forgot how fucked up her teeth are.
Yeah.
And her hair is like...
But is she as
more
evil?
managed?
Yeah.
Because to me,
she's not evil.
You know what? I bet you people.
She's married to Tim Burton.
People are attracted to Bellatrix Lestrange for the same reason that people are attracted to somebody like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Sure.
Edgy,
I think you're
evil.
Right. A little bit, yeah.
Edgy, evil, but also a little hint of like that,
crazy.
like master thing, right? Like she does whatever for her, like because I feel like that's why a lot of people like Harley Quinn. Not to, yeah.
You know what?
I know that's like a little.
Okay.
And I guess
spicy.
And I guess that Bellatrix does have that for Voldemort.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
That part creeps
a little
me
bit
out
different.
A little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I also
it's just like
on the other
feet aren't
hand,
your thing. So that's
on the other hand, I feel like they are both pretty independent women, except in that one case.
It's
with those two guys.
Exactly,
like they can
it's
hold their
twofold.
own.
Exactly, they can live completely alone and still be psychopaths.
Right, which is the goal for
but
everybody.
But they choose to be psychopaths under the control of the Joker / Voldemort.
Real quick, Goblet of Fire. When Voldemort touches Harry for the first time, that bugs the crap out of me.
It's very sexual.
Yeah,
that's a very weird part. That is one of the scenes that I can probably picture the most vividly.
Is that
from all of those
Goblet
movies.
of Fire? That's a
Tri-Wizard tournament.
When he's locked in the statue.
Yeah.
No,
I'm I can touch you.
Yeah,
and he does, and then orgasms.
Ralph Fiennes does do a phenomenal job as Voldemort.
Oh, amazing! Loved it.
Yeah.
You want to know who I really hate is I know I don't remember his name, but I'll think of it in a second. But the rat.
I thought you were gonna say
Peter
Umbridge.
Pettigrew.
Yeah,
dude, I was terrified as a kid that when I would get
I
up
wouldn't
to
go within 100 feet of his character.
Oh no way!
Oh yeah.
When I when we were younger. we had that movie on DVD, and I would watch it all the time. And when I would have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I was afraid that Peter Pettigrew was gonna get me on the way to the toilet. Yeah, that's a pretty good Peter Pettigrew impression. Matthew just kind of convulsing.
Do you guys know your houses?
Yeah.
What house would I be in?
Yeah. Do you know, like, the official one?
No, but I would only accept one.
Mm-hmm.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Gryffindor?
Yeah.
Ravenclaw?
No, not a Ravenclaw.
I
got a hint of Ravenclaw in me.
How do I find this out? Where do I find the Sorting Hat?
Pottermore.com.
Right, you can do that. That's like the official test.
How long does it take?
I don't know, probably.
It's a little bit.
A long time. Don't do it right now.
I'm definitely never going to do it then. Just saying. I'm never going to do it.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
I've tried the official one. I've tried every version I could find, and I will forever get Hufflepuff.
I would be the nastiest seeker. I'm just saying.
See, at first I was like ticked off, but then like once you get into it, like really understand your houses, you're like,
which is very Hufflepuff of you.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Oh man, when I worked at the CBS affiliate in Rochester, this station in Iowa would outsource a bunch of their shit to us, and they would do a daily like local programming show, and it was hosted by this woman who was you could tell she was like, well, people told us like when we would talk to people at that station, like we all hate her, like she's a lot to handle. And there was one episode of the show that I was like going through and editing, and she is sitting there talking to this one woman who I don't know if she was promoting something like some kind of Harry Potter related event, but this lady, this host, she was like, "Oh, you're a Hufflepuff? Everybody around here tells me I'm a Slytherin. I don't really know what that means." And I was like, "Oh shit, they fucking hate you."
Yeah. Everybody wants to.
I want to tell a story real quick before we move on, because I want them to see this and I want them to feel embarrassed. I don't know if you remember Hayden Ross from our high school. Tall dude, very quiet.
Yeah. I don't remember anything
almost
after like
picture
45 to 50 minutes.
My best friend, shout out Hayden Ross. Love you, dude. He knows how big of a Harry Potter fan I am. And when I met his girlfriend, like, you know, I was trying to think of something to talk about so it wasn't awkward or anything. And he told me that she liked Harry Potter, so I tried to bond with her on that. We're all super close now, but at the time, you know, that's all we talked about for like ever. And then a couple weeks ago, we were talking about something Harry Potter, just me and Hayden. And I was mentioning Dobby. And I guess he went home and he said to his girlfriend, he was like, "Isn't Mark like a crazy big Harry Potter fan?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What an idiot. Like, he keeps pronouncing Dobby. It's Dobby." And she just stares at him. She's like, "You think you're right about that?" basically. And he's like, "Is it not Dobby?" And so when I was told that, I was like, "Oh."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
I think that's a problem a lot of
Screw
people.
you,
Dobby,
Hayden. Love you.
Yeah. Just quick. And I would assume that everybody's on the same page here. When Dobby dies in Harry Potter, sad. It is like
I was so sad.
The saddest moment in all of those movies.
Did you read that book?
Not myself.
The way that it is described in the book haunts me.
Oh, it's so bad.
I remember the end of that chapter is something very similar to Dobby is dead in Harry Potter's arms.
Yeah.
And it says something like the last line of the chapter, something like, "Staring up at the stars he could not see."
Yeah.
And God damn it, that
book
book was
put it down
soaked
for a
in
second
tears.
and just be
on
like,
the beach.
I gotta go
It was
somewhere.
brutal. Do you have any Harry Potter tattoos?
I don't yet.
You think you're going to get one?
Probably, yeah. I've gotten both times that I've gone to Universal. Both times I got picked for the wand to choose me at Ollivanders. So I was thinking of getting the wand or something, you know, somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably the first one I got, but it's also a Death Eater's wand, 100%. And I was like, man, am I?
That would be like a really
insult?
really cool tattoo
Oh, okay.
to get, like the Death Eater, you know, like the
Oh yeah, the dark
thing,
mark.
Yeah, a lot of people get that.
Yeah, but I feel like there's, no offense to anybody that has it. Probably not people I intend on messing with in my life. They already scare me. But I feel like that's a bit of like a dark tattoo for a person to get because that if you're a big enough Harry Potter fan to get a Death Eater tattoo, that probably means that at some point in that movie you're like, yeah, I would be a Death Eater if I lived in this world.
You resonate with it for sure.
Yeah.
Which is the exact opposite of what you're supposed to think when you watch those movies.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I think a lot of people are in that category where they are attracted to the Death Eater lifestyle.
Do you think somewhere, this is a stupid question, somewhere there is like Death Eater like hangouts, right? Like once a month they all get together and pretend to be Death Eater fantasy nights.
Yeah.
I've come to notice, like, being in the tattoo industry now, like, when it comes to Harry Potter specific tattoos, a lot of them are the same. A lot of them are like the quote unquote like basic white girl style tattoos. There's not too many different ones. You see more of like the Horcruxes and the Death Eater ones and always and like the Patronus stuff. There's a couple portraits I've seen which were fucking amazing. I remember seeing like a back piece of like, it was like a whole poster of like the 8th movie. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. But like, I definitely would want to do something very different than, that's why I think like doing the wand that specifically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It is different.
It's personal.
It's pretty different.
That is good.
And when it comes to tattoos, like when I first started to get them, I, was like so nervous, like, oh, it has to be the right thing, I have to really resonate with it. And I resonate with all of mine, like they all do have a meaning, whether they're funny or whatever. But like now it's more just like I see this creative idea in my head and I'm like, yeah, let's do that. So like the Spider-Man one I just got, like, I've been
which is really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Fuck, that's sick.
Thanks. It hurt.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah,
it looks like something was
tough.
hurt.
That was very tough.
Any last comments on Harry Potter before I transition us?
Well, I just had a tattoo question.
Hit me.
And that is, so how far in advance do you come up with like an idea for a tattoo and then you
For
decide
myself?
to go for it? Yeah.
Honest answer, it could literally be the day before it.
Okay.
It depends. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll have an appointment set and I'm like, this is what I want. And then like this one, I had actually planned on getting a tattoo of my dog somewhere on this arm. And then like 2 days before it, I was like, wait, can we do a Spider-Man? And he was like, I will do whatever you want. And so we just
All right,
like
just tell me what to
went
do,
for it. and it turned out great. I mean, it's not done. Obviously, it's got colored in and shaded and everything.
Okay, so you are going to do it? Yeah, all of your tattoos are very well colored.
Yeah.
Which really makes and breaks a tattoo.
It does,
I think.
doesn't
I've seen
it?
a lot
Yeah.
of like bad
You can
shading and
see
stuff
some-
on tattoos.
Yep.
But that I can't stop looking at that Flash one. That's so sick.
Thanks. I got Space Jam.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, that turned out good.
That's really good.
Right? Luke. From
Dude.
Mando.
Oh my god, that's fucking
Harley.
awesome.
This is Logic inspired. A lot of people think it's Iron Man.
Yeah.
But no, that's from one of his albums. And my original idea was to have like this whole arm go to this chest with color and this whole arm go to this chest with black and gray. But when it came to the buffalo, I wanted like the Bills colors. And a blue jay I really wanted to be next to my grandpa because it felt like when COVID first started, I never saw a blue jay in my life, like in person. And that was a super hard time for me 'cause COVID just started. I wasn't working. I was going stir crazy. And then too, that's when like me and my girlfriend of 5.5 years at that time broke up. So like I had so much anxiety and I was doing really bad. And for 2 weeks straight, every day that I walked outside, I saw a blue jay in person. And I looked it up and it like meant like protection. So I thought it was my grandpa, so that's his senior photo from his high school. So I wanted to put it next to my grandpa, but I was like, you can't get a blue jay and have it not be blue.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
I was like, just go for it. I don't care.
I don't think I've ever seen a real blue jay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Have
I
you?
see them all the time.
Oh,
I see a lot of birds, man.
Not very well protected.
Birds are
Avid
cool.
bird watcher.
Yeah.
They are pretty cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
You really get to look at one.
Yeah, it's solid. And like,
Would you ever have a
they're all
bird as
kind
a
of
pet?
different. Fuck no.
No, yeah.
I'm on the same board.
Yeah.
Boat. In the same boat. I'm on the same board, folks. All right. We got to do Who Win of the Week.
Yeah, let's do it.
I like this one. We've been waiting for it. Andy, you can tee it up.
Who would win of the week this week is Stewie Griffin from Family Guy versus Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. The reason I like this matchup, actually, now that we're getting into it, there's a lot of reasons. One, it's two people that are on complete opposite ends of the age spectrum, but they're also two characters who you could literally do anything with. If Stewie pulls out a big old ray gun, not surprised. If Mr. Burns has like a specialty laser made, pulls that out of nowhere, not a surprise.
Exactly, yeah.
They both seem to have completely unlimited resources.
They do, yeah.
The only thing is, of course, Mr. Burns, being insanely old, seems to be pretty frail. However,
Stewie's a baby.
Stewie is a baby, but there are episodes where it's been shown that Mr. Burns' frailty has kind of benefited him and like actually stopped him from dying.
Right.
There's a particular episode where his doctor's like, you have so many diseases that none of them can kill you because they're all fighting each other so hard.
Huge.
And he like,
That's funny.
yeah, it's
I
very.
wonder how
I love
medically
that show.
correct that is.
Probably not at all.
Yeah.
I would not try it.
Just keep getting sick and then...
I have. Here's my initial thought, and you might disagree with it. But Mr. Burns, yes, does a lot of crazy things. Stewie does a lot of crazy things. Stewie, for whatever reason, has unlimited resources, and Mr. Burns is obviously filthy rich, so he has unlimited resources. But Mr. Burns because he has so much money, he doesn't always do his own dirty work. And I'm not saying that at one point in time he didn't. He probably did. That's probably why he is who he is. But he doesn't anymore. And some might even go as far to say as evil as he may be, that gives him too much of a pampered lifestyle to act
To get his hands dirty.
Yes. To act on that evil himself, other than sending the dogs or whatever,
Releasing the hounds.
releasing the hounds, whatever the hell.
Sending
he says.
the dogs.
Sending the dogs.
That could be funny.
Hashtag sending the dogs.
Hashtag sending the dogs.
New T-shirt coming out tomorrow.
Be
It's
like
a stick figure version of Mr. Burns,
Yeah.
and it's all wiener dogs.
You got a lot of work to do, Mark.
Yeah.
Can't
Mm-hmm.
wait. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Because at first, I was totally 100% for Stewie. But then you think about the episode of when he, it was forever ago, but he ends up going to the future and he sees future him, and future him's super nerdy.
Yeah, he's a big wimp.
And
Stewie?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then put that in perspective. If that's how that happens in the future, is that an issue, or are we just talking straight up Stewie how we know him?
We're talking right now.
Stewie baby, for sure.
We're talking
Baby.
Stewie.
However, if we know that Stewie ends up like that, there must be at least a small seed of that in him as a child.
But you don't.
Mr. Burns has none of that.
I veto that point, because now you're trying to imagine a future version, not knowing not knowing what he went through to become the future version of himself, right?
Sure.
There could have been
Also-
any number of events that happened that changed Stewie from kind of being an
Right.
evil little baby to a nerdy person.
To-
The large one probably being figuring out how to talk.
Right. If we were going...
Shout out to Baby Geniuses. You know that movie? I know
Oh,
you
yeah,
know that
I know
movie.
that movie.
Yeah.
If we went to future Stewie, then we would have to go to future Mr. Burns, and I feel like by that time Mr. Burns would be...
Exactly, because you couldn't make the argument of going to past Mr. Burns, because the reason that Mr.
Right.
Burns is who he is because of his past, whereas the reason that future Stewie would become future Stewie is unknown.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's a great point. We can nullify future Stewie. We'll strike him from the record. I do think that we cannot underestimate Mr. Burns' unkillability.
True.
He's
been
gets
around.
A bunch of rocks fall on him, and he's able to, because his bones are so loose, like kind of can join like a snake and like get out of the rocks.
Slither. He does slither a few different times.
Yeah. Also, to your point about him getting his hands dirty, Smithers is obviously a huge help to him, but like again, for example, I'm so glad I get to use so much of my Simpsons knowledge right now. Also, I'm all Simpsons
You
today.
are
I did not
Simpsons
realize
today,
that.
yeah.
But for example, in the one where Santa's little helper, the Simpsons dog, fathers like 50 puppies or whatever, Mr. Burns wants those puppies, and he does steal them himself.
Oh.
He picks them up and puts them in a bag.
When he gets the hounds,
Well, releasing the hounds.
are those the same dogs?
Oh no.
Oh, then I don't actually know I might. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the all the context. I wasn't really listening to what you were saying.
He pulls guns on people and stuff.
Yeah, but does he ever shoot them? Maybe back in the day he did.
Think so? I don't know. It's
Ozzy
tough to
does-
say.
or
You think Old Man
Ozzy.
Burns has lost a little bit of his grip?
I think Old Man Burns has lost a little bit of his juju because he makes other people do his dirty work. That's the
Stewie
first thing I
shoots
said.
people.
I'm not sure that's totally true, though.
Stewie
Stewie
has not yet learned.
A quote.
Okay, that doesn't. Never mind. I veto that because I was going to say that Stewie has not yet learned like
morality,
humility or whatever the word. Yeah, morality. But Mr. Burns doesn't have morality to begin with, so that doesn't factor into the fight. But Stewie has never. And to your point about Mr. Burns being hard to kill, I feel like if there was somebody that was going to kill Mr. Burns, it would be if there was something, it would be something that Stewie would create because as a baby, his brain has no limitation, right? Nobody's ever told him what he can and can't do, so he would be able to create, the device that you're talking about.
which is why he's able to build his time machine and all that stuff. However, I would actually almost say that taking into account some of the examples that the one example really that I've used of Mr. Burns being unkillable with the rocks falling on top of him.
Too, and the disease.
And the diseases. I would say that actually Stewie is a lot more practical than anybody in the Simpsons universe because Family Guy can get pretty gory. So I would actually argue that Stewie would not have to and wouldn't build some big machine or ray gun to kill Mr. Burns. He would straight up jump down on him and slit his throat.
And that would kill Mr. Burns.
And that would kill Mr. Burns.
Yeah. I can see Stewie being very tactical in that way.
Well, and there is a few Family Guy episodes where Stewie does go like full tactical. I feel like I can
also,
picture him in, a little black jumpsuit.
I mean, to be honest, I can see Stewie thinking ahead and like getting his time machine ready so that if he
is about to die,
he can come back over.
Which I think we would have to make a rule in the fight: no time machines.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's just.
But I agree with what you're saying, and the point that was just made in regards to Stewie planning things out more. Take away the time machine, but that still factors in because Mr. Burns does not seem like he plans a lot. He kind of, to me, is like. When like they first invented stings, right? And you could kind of set up like mobsters.
Like sting operations?
Yeah, and you could like set up a mobster. Like, yeah, they were paranoid, but you could set them up because they'd be like, I got a bad feeling about this, but they'd still go out and try to buy the guns, right? I feel like that's kind of Stewie to Mr. Burns. Like Mr. Burns might not even have that feeling of paranoia, but in his mind, he's like, I'm Mr. Burns. I am this, evil, all-powerful kind of guy. Nobody's really going to try to set me up, whereas I feel like, if this is a planned fight, and with Mr. Burns being old, all it would take was a dark, shadowy room and a cardboard cutout that looks like Stewie, and Mr. Burns walks in the room, and Stewie's hiding in the corner behind the door, like in the ceiling in the corner, like Gollum style, and just jumps down on him.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the thing is Mr. Burns is lethal interactions are kind of a little more goofy, a little more Simpson-esque, right? And Stewie does have the ability to get very real if need be. So I actually think, again, that's what would do it.
Yeah.
Is not the crazy, not trumping cartoon shit with cartoon shit. It's just
No
trumping
falling
cartoon
pianos
shit.
in this fight?
I mean, there could be, but a falling piano would not kill Mr. Burns.
If there was a falling piano, it would be like a joke. You know what I mean? The piano would fall and miss Mr. Burns, and it would be a good joke on old cartoon, and then the fight would start.
For some reason, I'm picturing like a standoff between the two of them, and it's basically like a who's going to shoot first, and I just 100% can see Stu. I feel like Mr. Burns is going to try to explain something to him, and Stewie's just going to be like...
Indiana Jones style, right? Like Indiana Jones style. They're about, Mr. Burns is thinking that this is going to be like some type of... He's going to outwit Stewie, and in the middle of his explanation, Stewie just pulls the trigger. Yeah,
maybe.
I could see that too.
I think it depends. I don't think that Mr. Burns would try to talk his way out of it.
But if he did, that's how it would go.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that's what he would do. I think he would act very quickly depending on the situation. If he's waiting for the hounds to get Stewie, then of course he would talk while pushing the button. But he'd push that button right away.
Oh, yeah.
So if he didn't have the button, he would I assume he has a gun on him at all times. He would whip that out real quick. So. However, that gun is probably from the 1800s. Right. It's going to take 6 minutes to load.
He's going to load it.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say, and because I think we're all in agreement, is that if Stewie was going to do one out of the box creative thing, it would be invent something that would allow him to talk to dogs. Because doesn't he do that in a Simpsons crossover where he can talk to Santa's little helper? I'm pretty sure he does.
I don't think that happens.
Maybe that's in my head. Maybe that's a made up episode.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, Stewie would have a way to communicate with those dogs and be like, yo, this dude treats you like shit. You guys should go fuck him up.
I don't know if he does treat him like shit, though.
I'm not. Fuck you, Andy. All right.
We'll lock it in, though. We'll go around. Go ahead.
Stewie.
Yeah, Stewie.
Gotta say Stewie.
Yep.
So we're locking in Stewie, clean
but
sweep.
not for the reasons I think that people are initially going to think.
No, I agree with you. I think we took a deep dive. We thought it out.
Yeah.
So vote on that on Instagram on Friday. And I know I've been saying this a lot, and it's still close to the start of the year, which probably factors into it. But Stewie could make a run.
Yes.
Stewie could make a good run. So vote on that tournament. On Instagram.
Oh, the tournament. Yes.
Yeah, the Tournament of Champions. Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Stewie Griffin versus Monsieur Burns. R.I.P. Mr. Burns.
One thing I wanted to ask you before we get out of here is with the now that you're performing now and stuff, I know you haven't done stand-up in like a long, long time, but is it different?
It's 100% different.
Yeah.
And funny you brought that up actually, because the last time I performed, like I did Prison Mike, and some of my other songs, and I, without thinking about it, like there's breaks, whether it's in the middle of songs or right when they start or right when they end, where there's just nothing and there's samples. And you don't think about that until you're on stage and you're just standing there like as it's going and you're like, shit, what do I do? So like I tried to do the whole like, yo, what the fuck is up, everybody? But like I'm too mellow. Like after the one song, like it was ending and I didn't know what to do, so I just went, I'm parched, and then just started drinking. But like it worked. And so it got a laugh out of people, and I was like, oh, all right. So now, like, when those, like, breaks happen in the songs, I just start joking around, which is kind of fun, and that really felt like when I did stand, I miss doing that. Dude, it was so fun. I hadn't experienced any form of stand-up where I failed miserably, which scares the shit out of me. But I will say stand-up was way harder than this.
That was what my question. And it's funny that you brought this up because I was thinking about it earlier and kind of completely forgot about it. One thing that I feel like we always kind of dance around when we talk to people who perform in front of live audiences, but we never straight up say it. Like, how nervous are you?
Oh, so nervous. And it's weird. I think there's a lot of people who don't know me, and they're like, oh my God, like my first time I performed, like as Mark the Aquarius, people were like, that was crazy. And I was like, thanks, it was my first time. They're like, what? It looks like you've been doing that forever. But then like the other night I was getting nervous because like the DJ that was there, you give him a flash drive of what you're performing. And my flash drive, for some reason, when you plug it in, just wasn't popping up on the computer. And we were trying everything, couldn't get to work. And I'm freaking out on the inside because I'm like, what do I do? And now I just don't have music. And after I finished performing, my friends were telling me how great it was, but they were like, I could feel your anxiety hitting me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was so nervous. But the nerves, I'd say 30 seconds into the first song is when my nerves go away.
Yeah.
And I can finally just go for it.
And that seems fair because you kind of you just get into it. It's like doing anything, right? Like once you start, it's
like rowing a boat.
Before it is way more nerve-wracking than doing it.
Some of the most fun I've ever had. Like I never experienced any feeling like I have when performing live.
Oh, I believe it.
And it was just, you don't understand like the overwhelming feeling of support when like there's certain things I'm saying, like when I'm rhyming, and then after I deliver a line the way I really wanted it to be delivered, you hear the crowd be like, oh, and I'm like, yes, that's what I want.
Got him.
There was specifically this one dude who performed last time with me. His name was Jurassic Clark. Shout out Jurassic Clark. He was
good name.
He was great.
Phenomenal name.
He was awesome. He came out with a dinosaur mask on. He was awesome. But I didn't get to talk to him after he went on because the place was so crowded. And then I went on, and I saw him like halfway through my first song. I saw him finally walk up. I guess he was out front. And he was like really vibing, and I was like, oh snap, he likes it. And I performed TikTok, which in that song I say Reptar, and just in my head, like it was coming, and I was like, I wonder if he's gonna notice. And I said it, and I stared right at him as I said it, and his face was just like, oh, and I was like, that's what I'm here for.
That's a dinosaur. What I'm a dinosaur.
Oh, dude, that's
cool.
fucking
that's
awesome.
It was awesome. It was a really cool feeling.
When you compare it to doing stand-up comedy, and this is how I think about it, and I could be just nowhere near close, and if I am so far off, just put me down easy. Don't embarrass me. But to me, doing stand-up comedy would be so much more nerve-wracking.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like not that one is easier than the other or both can't go poorly, but I feel like when when there's music going on, nonetheless,
there's less room for error.
Yeah, nonetheless, like people are listening to the music.
Yeah.
When you're doing stand-up and you're kind of waiting for that moment, it's just like
and
empty
you don't
air.
have that moment,
right?
It's dead silent.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was when I did it. I remember there was one joke that I really didn't fully feel confident about, and I said it, and it's almost like people could tell that I wasn't ready to say it, and it was quick and didn't really get anything from it, and I just moved on. And luckily, it wasn't a big like ready for the huge punchline thing. It was just a quick jab. But I was like, oh, thank God I didn't make that the big thing because then I would have been like,
But
okay.
I do feel like part of that, though, is, and it goes back to what you were saying, a couple of your buddies were saying, too, like, people could tell that you weren't delivering that with the utmost, like, you didn't do that the way that you wanted to because you just wanted to get it over with.
Yeah. No, also, like going back with the music too, like there's music there, and if you mess up while performing your live music, like there was a couple times where I mispronounced a word or something, and it might be a slip of the tongue or something, but like the people go away in the room when I'm listening to
your music,
because I really put my heart into the whole sound, so I'm really paying attention to it and I'm really vibing to it. It makes me feel better. So like it was kind of just like everyone went away and I just did my thing and was going with it. And the coolest thing, like, I don't know if you've ever gone to a concert and like someone will like, it's normally a big show, and then like they'll be saying their words or whatever, their lyrics, and then like they'll stop and they'll like point to the crowd, and the crowd does it. I wasn't gonna do that. Obviously, you can only fit like 100 people or less in the place I was at, and shout out Stamps, the bar, and I'm like, also like 20 people here know my music, no one else. And when I performed Kia Soul, and I heard the amount of people that literally, I could have stopped. I kept going because I didn't think it was gonna happen, but I could have stopped for a second to hear everyone out of any line that could have been. I heard everyone say, I just got some Taco Bell, I got a shit right now. And I was like, damn, that's the line, huh? That's the one everyone likes. And I was like, sick. But it felt so good that like people knew the words. I was like, what the hell?
That's pretty cool.
It's like super overwhelming and great. And that's why I keep doing it. And that's why I'm I'll say this right now. This camera right here. You guys hear it first. The Aquarius 2 is coming out very, very, very soon. Insert clapping noise.
I've been trying to get a soundboard. I don't know.
We do.
Yeah. We need a soundboard.
Yeah. I was planning on doing an EP when I made Prison Mic, and I put it out for I was going to do 4 or 5 songs, and I have them basically all done. But then I was going through, and I was like, I have these couple other ideas. And then I had this really cool idea because, like, I don't know if you guys listened to Aquarius 1, but I kind of added, like, those interlude things a little bit. And I like to have, like, some type of cohesive story with something. And my last one was really striving on, like, anxiety and, like, basically keeping that all, like, yeah, I have it. This is how we deal with it. And after performing and after getting people's critiques from it, I've come to be more confident in my music. So I'm like, oh, I can just do it the way I want it, and it doesn't matter. So this one, I'm kind of doing a story of like having fun, but there's going to be a story with it of like getting over the anxiety, and I do it in a really kind of fun way that I won't spoil yet. But I'm very excited for when it comes out. Nate's going to be on it.
Phenomenal.
Hopefully I've talked to him, will be on the same track. I got a girl from the UK who is singing on one of my songs.
British people are awesome.
Oh, she's the best. I can't wait for that to come out. But yeah, I've been trying to branch out because I didn't do any features for my last one. So, with John Wick, I had DJ Blue do the scratching and stuff for it, and he's phenomenal. So I just want to keep, collaborating with people and everything. And I'm excited for what I'm doing with Nate, and hopefully Will ends up being part of it too. Where he said, yeah, we're just waiting for the we're waiting for him to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to think of the right term.
Oh, man.
Come on, Will. Hurry up. Just kidding.
Hey, might as well put the pressure on.
Yeah, we'll put it on him now. No, we're excited. But yeah, dude, it's a really fun project. And then after that, honestly, I'm already planning ahead. After the Aquarius 2, this will be fun, still rapping and everything, but I really want to branch out into like subgenres of like just different, like Black Bear, he does a Hot Girl Bummer song.
Yeah,
song.
I do.
I want to try to get into that style, like more of the singy, kind of like you heard in Always.
Yeah.
I want to, so I'm thinking of doing like EPs, like 4-song EPs, like of something like that, and then doing one of just boom bap, because boom bap's like my favorite.
Nice.
Where I get it, and then like maybe doing like a trap thing.
Like one-shots, like EP one-shots.
Yeah,
Let's put in comic book terms.
Exactly.
That's a sick idea.
Yeah.
That's a really cool idea.
That's the plan after Aquarius 2 comes out. I want to just branch out and then see, like, because then it's going to be like,
you might like one of them.
Work. If it does, maybe that's what I'll go with next time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who knows?
Yeah. Well, that sounds very, very cool.
Thanks. I'm excited.
Yeah, we talk about it with most musicians now that we have in here, it's like that's that's kind of the what I think people are going to have to start doing to be successful is really branch out across a bunch of different styles.
You gotta do.
Especially, that's something that independent artists are obviously able to do because of their independence.
Right. I can choose whatever I want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're such an open-minded, creative guy. That it's cool.
You should definitely do a country album.
That would be sick.
I could do it.
Yeah.
See what Mason Ramsey's up to.
Yeah, exactly. Go to
Mason.
Subway. Mason. Hey,
why not?
I know you're watching.
Yeah. We got an opportunity
fellow
for
Subway
you.
Guy right here. Like,
we got an opportunity for you.
It's not
people in here relate to you.
Exactly.
That's all I got for Mason. I don't really get. Sorry, I'm not gonna be mean.
I'd love for him to yodel on one of my tracks, dude.
If you got that, would be you. I don't know that he would yodel for Drake. No offense, but like the amount of people who have probably asked him to yodel.
Oh, probably.
Oh, the maximum amount of people.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, Andy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm good to go, man. I love talking to you, Mark, dude.
I have one last question. I have one final question. No, I'm going to save it. No, I'm going to ask it before the show ends, but let's do, we talked a ton about your music, art, tattoo stuff. Where can people find you? Where can people find that? Where can people listen to it? Where can people check it out?
Okay, yeah. So you can check out the Aquarius One out now on all streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. It's on other things too that I didn't even know existed. My new single is out right now, Prison Mike. Go check that out. It's really fun. Also on all streaming platforms. I'm on Instagram. Okay, I'll go through all my Instagrams.
Oh, yeah.
Mark the Aquarius, all one word. You can find me on there. And you can go to my Linktree and get all my music off of that. If you're looking for my artwork, Marky Mark Art, all one word. I'm a tattoo apprentice right now, so I got a lot of that going on. What else do I do? My normal page, BizMarky22, check that out. Not big into Facebook. Probably will get a Twitter soon. That seems to be the thing that's popping off, but
Twitter's something.
Yeah, it's something else. Check out my new episode of Two in the Cooler coming out tomorrow.
Today.
Yeah, she's coming out today.
Well, thank you a ton for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Anytime.
I know. It always is so fun coming in here and talking to you.
I have the best time.
Yeah, you're the best, dude.
I could sit here for hours.
So my final question.
Hit me.
And then this is it. We're not discussing this. This is not up for discussion.
Is Mark going to be able to answer, though?
Yes. It's like a one, sentence answer. What is the lowest graded comic book that you own?
Oh, why can we not talk about this? You're going to put that out there and then we're not going to talk about it?
Yes.
No, we are going to talk about it. No,
we're not. There's a reason that I teed this up to not talk about it. If I would have thought of it earlier, we could have talked about it. But we already... No, Andrew.
Talk about it for 5 minutes.
No,
for 15 minutes.
I'll give you each 30 seconds.
Lowest graded, like
slated, like CGC.
Oh, Jesus. My lowest graded would be an 8.5, and it is the first appearance of the Batman Who Laughs.
Right, which came out in what year?
Like 18 or 19.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My lowest, I have a couple like 2.5s, but they're all from 1967.
I have definitely a super, super, super low grade, but it's from like the 80s or 90s, and it's the first appearance of Peter Porker, the Spider-Ham.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. That's a cool
I just
book.
don't have it graded.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like a 2.
Yeah. Andrew just lives for 2.5s. I don't know that you have a comic over a 2.5.
Because the comics that I'm buying, and
I don't know if you saw our episode when everybody was in quarantine. The whole world was in quarantine. Yeah. So we were on Zoom, and
I was
Andrew
was high and drunk.
So excited. Yeah, drinking. Really cares about the show. Mm-hmm.
Well, because I was like, let's just have a good time. We're locked down.
And he's like, dude, I gotta show you all these comic books. So I'm like, the first one was like, it was like an 8, wasn't it?
I think it was It might have bbeen a 9.2.
Either way, so he's like, yeah, and they get a little. So I'm, he's like, they do get a little lower. So I'm like, and then he pulls out like a 6.
6.5,
and I'm like,
Amazing Spider-Man 252.
Oh,
and I'm like,
oh, actually 7. I have a 7.5. It is the first appearance of Nightwing and first appearance of Jericho and the origin story of Deathstroke, all in one.
That's
and it's
cool.
signed by George Perez, R.I.P. Yeah.
So the reason that I brought this up was just to pretty much tell Andrew to fuck
I wish
off.
you knew how fucking cool that was, dude. Are you serious? So what? So that's what book is that?
Oh, it is Teen Titans: The Judas Contract, like part 2, I believe.
Okay.
Andrew's gonna look
Do you know
tonight
what
and see if he can find a. He
But
can
do you
find
know
a
what
point
number
3.
it is? Is it New Teen Titans?
Or it might be.
I think it's New Teen
I think
Titans.
it's New Teen Titans, yeah.
But that's got to be kind of up there. Whatever. If we can't remember, we can't remember.
yeah.
But that's
I can't remember what number
that's
it
a
was.
sick book, man.
Yeah.
Jericho was a weird looking
Dude,
character.
so
kind
weird.
of. He
Well,
had like that
so
afro.
if you have any comic book questions, feel free to ask Mark. He has.
I'm here for him.
He has a 7.5 as his lowest book. Andrew literally.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say
sleeps
it.
and breathes.
It's a
thinking about
2.5
anything sub 1.
It's a 2.5
Anything sub 1.
Amazing Spider-Man
Anything sub
number
1.
14.
Anything
14.
sub
It's the first
1.
appearance of
Whoa,
Green
that's
Goblin.
Green
Anything
Goblin.
sub
Yeah.
1.
See? Even though it's a
Anything sub
2.5.
1.
Even though it's a 2.5.
Emily's turning me down, I think. Anything sub 1. Did you just do that shit to me?
No.
Are you sure? No, you're both fucking with me.
I turned you back up.
You're
I know you turned me back
You're
up.
screaming
Because
in a microphone.
anything sub 1.
No,
Andrew,
Matthew, I don't have anything
6
lower
to
than a
midnight.
2.5.
Boom, sub 1. Andrew loves it. Thinks about it in the shower.
Amazing Spider-Man number 14. That says it all.
That's amazing.
I know. It's
I'm
crazy.
I'm happy with it.
I am probably
Mark,
going to sell it. If
Thank
know
you so much for
anybody.
coming on. Your comic book collection is unbelievable. It is
Thank
out
you
of
for
this
having
world.
me.
Andrew should absolutely take
Do you
a
have
page
any
out of your
idea
book.
how much it would cost to buy the books that I have at grades like Mark
that'd
has?
be tough.
Insane
So buy
amounts
shittier
of money.
books.
No.
Then get more money.
Not enough people listen to the podcast.
We're off the rails today.
Please listen to the podcast so that Andrew can stop embarrassing himself with these 2.5s and he can buy himself some new comic books. Just not X-Men because we cut him off from spending money on anything X-Men
X-Men
related.
number 14 is my next one.
14.
First appearance of the
Andy,
Sentinels.
we talked about this,
Smart.
man.
It's gonna
Do
be
you wanna
so- I can't
will you
wait.
help me host an intervention?
I mean, I might be part of the
Andrew
problem.
No, Andrew came to me. I didn't say this to Andrew. Andrew came to me and said, I need to stop spending money on X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
I got X-Men number 9. First crossover with the Avengers, and Fantastic Four number 22, which is first crossover with Fantastic Four and the
That's
X-Men.
Both
Also an
sub 2.
appearance by
Both
Spider-Man.
sub 2.
I think both are either 2 or 2.5.
I had to sell my Secret Wars 8.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I remember that's the first thing I ever reached out to you about was
Yeah,
when you
did,
got that
yeah.
book.
The Black Secret Wars 8. That's
wow.
all right. I have Venom 1 signed by Sam De La Rosa and
Which
Lethal Protectors. Yeah. Smart book to get.
that's one of my favorite comics of all time.
Love it. I have the whole set actually, 1 through 6.
6?
Yeah.
I think I'm missing. Oh my god, my whole body is tingling that I get to talk to somebody about this.
Yeah, we ended the show. We stopped recording. So you guys can just-
I think I might be just missing 6. I might be missing 5 and 6 though, but that's
Great
like
books.
those some of
Great
my
books.
favorite books
Yeah.
ever, dude.
Amazing.
Everybody think about Andrew tonight when you're going to sleep because he
T's
has
and
everything
P's.
sub 2. And think
Do
about
you
how
have-
awesome it would be to be Mark with such a great collection. Mark, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having
Andrew,
me.
our thoughts are with you all. I love you.
Love you guys.
I love you too.
Love you, Emily.
Love you guys.
Oh boy.
I guess.
She turned
I'm
me down.
sorry about the
turned me
eggs.
down
I'm gonna
today.
be thinking that
She-
forever.
Well, I was talking and she turned my mic
you
on.
swallowed the microphone.
Have better comic
You
books.
swallowed the microphone. We need to get. Thank you everybody for listening.
Can't wait to be back.
Mark, you're a golden god. Let's get out of
Thanks
here.
for having me.